My dear friend, let me start with a simple question. Have you ever sat down to read the newspaper at night, only to notice the words start to blur, your eyes feeling dry and irritated, and you quietly think to yourself, well, I guess I'm just getting old? I want to share a secret with you, something most people, and even many doctors, rarely talk about. Nighttime eye damage is the hidden culprit that makes our vision fade so quickly. Just imagine this. Every night as you drift into sleep, your eyes begin their own silent night shift. The retina is supposed to repair, cleanse, and restore itself. But when those eye cells don't have the nutrients they need, the process is interrupted. And little by little, you wake up each morning with eyes that feel more tired than the day before, when in fact they should feel clearer and more refreshed. One of my patients, Ellen, 67 years old, once told me, "Doctor, I can't even read my favorite novel at night anymore. My vision blurs, my eyes water, yet they still feel dry." For a long time, she believed surgery or prescription drops were the only answer. But in truth, her eyes were crying out for help every single night while she slept. Have you ever felt that way yourself? That excites me most about sharing this with you. Certain fruits, yes, something as simple as fruit, hold special nutrients that can actually help the retina repair itself. They can ease dryness, calm blurry vision, and even reverse early vision loss. No prescription, no surgery, just the right foods at the right time. Picture this: you choose a fruit rich in antioxidants full of vitamins A, C, and lutein. You enjoy it in the evening, about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. And while you're fast asleep, those nutrients quietly make their way to the retina, to the cells that are starving for nourishment. It's like a tiny team of craftsmen working all through the night, patching the damage and restoring the protective lining of your eyes. And then miracles don't happen overnight. But after a few weeks, you may notice your eyes aren't as dry. After a few months, reading the newspaper in the evening doesn't feel so difficult anymore. And after a few years, the risk of frightening conditions like macular degeneration or cataracts could be reduced significantly. I know you might be thinking, can a few pieces of fruit really make that much of a difference? The answer is yes, if you give your eyes the chance. Science has shown that carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin concentrate in the retina. When their levels are high, the retina can defend itself against blue light, against the slow aging of its cells. I often remind my patients, think of every meal as a natural prescription for your eyes. And here's the crucial part. Eat them in the evening before bedtime, because nighttime is when the body rebuilds, and your eyes are no exception. Now, I want to be clear, this isn't magic. It's the blend of science and patience. Age is not a life sentence for your eyes. Age is just a number. But the way you care for your eyes each day, especially each night, will decide how clearly you see the world around you. So the next time you pick up a book in the evening and feel your eyes straining, remember it isn't just age. It may be your eyes whispering, "Give me nourishment. Give me the chance to heal." Start tonight. One small habit. One chance for your eyes to restore themselves each night. And one day, you may smile as you realize your vision hasn't faded the way you once feared. So let me ask you, are you willing to give it a try? Here's the good news: we can use the simple gifts of nature to help our eyes heal themselves, even while we sleep. Papaya, the guardian against cloudy vision. Do you remember the last time you looked through a foggy window? Everything blurred, the details disappeared. For many people, over 60 cataracts feel exactly like that. Papaya contains an enzyme called papain. Think of it as a tiny pair of scissors cutting apart the damaged sugar-protein links that build up in the lens, a process known as glycation. When too much glycation collects, the lens clouds over, and cataracts begin to form. Golden kiwi, clearer eyes in the night. Have you ever driven at night and found the glare of oncoming headlights so harsh that you had to squint, yet still struggled to see the road clearly? Golden kiwis are packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, yellow-orange pigments, concentrated in the macula of the retina. They act like natural filters, improving night vision and reducing morning eye dryness. A small study in New Zealand even showed that people who ate golden kiwis several times a week adapted to darkness more easily. I'll never forget one of my patients, John, age 70. After adding golden kiwis to his evening routine for a few months, He came back and said, "Doctor, I no longer find headlights so blinding that I have to avoid the highway." Sas watermelon, the nourishing river for the retina. Most people think of watermelon as just a summer treat, but for the eyes, it's a treasure chest. Watermelon is rich in lycopene, the red pigment that protects the retina from blue light and oxidative stress. It also contains citrulline, which improves blood flow to the back of the retina. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach the eye cells, keeping them moist and healthy. For those worried about glaucoma high eye pressure that can lead to blindness, watermelon may be a natural ally. One of my patients, an avid golfer, used to complain of dryness and pressure in his eyes. After adding watermelon to his evening snack, he laughed and told me, "Doctor, now I can play golf all afternoon, and my eyes still feel comfortable." Wire black currants, eyes that adapt to the dark. Think about the last time you walked into a dark room and needed a moment before you could see clearly. When we're young, the eyes adjust quickly. As we age, this process slows down. Black currants are packed with anthocyanins, the deep purple pigments that reduce inflammation and boost circulation in the tiny vessels of the retina. They're especially helpful for night vision and reducing glare while driving. Wild blueberries, the gatekeepers of retinal cells. Among all berries, wild blueberries stand out, not just for their flavor, but for their rare compound pterosteolbane, which directly protects retinal cells. This matters because the retina is like the screen of the eye. If the pixels on a screen burn out, the image is never sharp again. Wild blueberries help keep that screen strong and clear, improving the ability to notice fine details. I often tell my patients, a handful of wild blueberries at night is like wiping the dust off a camera lens. It makes the picture sharper and more alive. Red dragon fruit, a breath of oxygen for your eyes. Did you know that pound for pound, the eyes are the most oxygen-hungry organ in the human body? Without enough oxygen, they tire out quickly. Red dragon fruit isn't just beautiful to look at. It's packed with antioxidants that help increase oxygen delivery to eye tissues. The result, less eye fatigue, especially after a long day of staring at screens or reading. One of my patients, a woman who volunteers at her local library, told me that after adding red dragon fruit to her evening meals, her eyes felt lighter and more comfortable, even after hours of reading. The goji berries, the guardians of the macula last, but certainly not least goji berries. They contain extremely high levels of zeaxanthin, a nutrient that concentrates in the macula, the tiny but critical part of the retina responsible for central vision. It's what allows you to read words, recognize faces, and drive safely. Think of the macula as the very center of a camera lens. If that spot is damaged, everything goes blurry, even if the rest of the lens is intact. Goji berries are one of the most powerful natural ways to protect this sensitive area. I often remind my patients eating goji berries every day is like hiring a bodyguard to watch over your macula. Check, you see, each fruit carries its own kind of magic. Nothing exotic or unreachable, just simple gifts of nature you can find at your local market or grocery store. And here's the key: enjoy them 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That's when your eyes are preparing for their night shift, repairing and restoring themselves. While you sleep peacefully, the nutrients quietly do their work. Eat before bed, but not right as you lie down. Picture this: if you eat a piece of fruit right before climbing into bed, your stomach will still be busy digesting. Meanwhile, your eyes need those nutrients released at just the right moment, when your body enters its deepest repair phase. That's why I always tell my patients, have these fruits 60 to 90 minutes before sleep. This golden window allows your body to absorb the nutrients and deliver them to the eyes, just as you drift off. Avoid pairing with milk or calcium-rich foods. Here's a small detail most people overlook: if you eat these fruits alongside milk or cheese, their absorption drops. Calcium from dairy can compete with carotenoids, making it harder for them to reach the eyes. This doesn't mean you need to give up dairy, just separate the timing. Have your milk in the morning and save the fruit for your evening ritual. Pair with healthy fats. Unlock the power of carotenoids. Think of carotenoids like precious seeds. But to grow seeds, need fertile soil. For your eyes, that soil is healthy fats. If you add a few walnuts, a slice of avocado, or even a teaspoon of flaxseed oil to your evening fruit, your body will absorb far more carotenoids. And once they reach your retina, the difference in vision support becomes much more noticeable. Gentle washing. Don't scrub away the goodness. Here's something most people don't realize: the skin and surface of many fruits hold a big share of their antioxidants. If you scrub too hard or peel too much, you're throwing away some of the best parts. Instead, rinse them gently under running water, then pat dry with a clean towel. Simple, but it preserves the natural power these fruits carry for your eyes. Start small tonight. You don't need to do everything at once. Just pick one of the 7 fruits I've shared and try eating it 60-90 minutes before bed. Pair it with a little healthy fat in a quiet, dark setting. Then let nature do the rest. Imagine waking up tomorrow with eyes that feel lighter, less dry. After a few weeks, you might find yourself reading the evening paper with ease, every letter sharp and clear. This isn't a far-off dream, it's something real if you start tonight. A gentle challenge. Are you ready to give your eyes this gift of renewal? And if today's tips were helpful, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button. It's the easiest way for us to keep connecting, sharing practical, natural ways to protect your eyes and your health. Who knows, one small habit you pick up here could change the quality of your life for years to come.